Here we go. All right, y'all. It's your boy Moolah. So we got that file. We just checking in on the jump and see what they got to say about the play-in Lakers versus Warriors. We're just checking everybody out. Everybody have different opinions. Everybody entitled to that. You know what I'm saying? Just because your opinion is your opinion, that don't make it a fact. But we'll be back with another one. Let's just check them out, people.
Smoke. And now we'll indeed face the Heat in the first round. Meanwhile, in the West, a bit more complicated. For the first time in franchise history, the Jazz clinched the best overall record in the NBA, which in turn locked the Suns into the second seed. As for the 3 spot, well, just a few days ago, the Clippers appeared relatively set for that, which likely would have put them on either a first or second round collision course with the Lakers, and just in the generally tougher side of the West bracket. So what did the Clippers do? Well, friends, they spent this weekend losing to the Rockets and the Thunder, two teams that themselves have been taking so hard that in order to pull this off, the Clippers last night had to sit Kawhi and Paul George and Marcus Morris and Rajon Rondo and DeMarcus Cousins and Nick Batum, starting center Ivica Zubac, wanted to keep his consecutive game streak alive. So Ty Lue let him for 6 seconds.
They're trying to take y'all Lakers out, bro.
And hey, it worked. The Clippers are now officially the 4 seed. Although, as I said on the show a couple times last week, if I'm the Clippers, I would have wanted to play the Lakers in the first round when the crowds at Staples Center are still pretty limited. LeBron's still working his way back from that ankle injury. Sure enough, actually, we saw LeBron's ankle flare again last night. Watch this twist here in the fourth quarter against the Pels. LeBron did not return to the game after this, but afterward he said
I gotta get ready for the playoffs.
Feel fine enough to play on Wednesday. He's going to be in that game when the Lakers will face, Steph Curry and the Warriors in that West playing game. Speaking of, Steph
everybody want to play this nigga while he hot. He hit like
last night. He wrapped up
5,000 threes in one season this year.
46-point performance in which he outscored the entire rest of the Warriors starting lineup altogether. Really, Steph is so hot right now that Wednesday night's game should be an absolute dogfight, with the winner sliding into the 7th seed and the loser getting another game to fight for 8th, which has some irony, because if it's the Lakers who end up sliding to 8th, guess where they'd end up? On the Clippers side of the bracket. Turns out this pick your partner stuff can be dicey. No wonder we don't use the Big Dance nickname for the NBA. Instead, maybe we just refer to these next few months as the survival of the fittest.
You gotta make it.
And I can't wait.
What if you miss your
flight?
With
all that, gentlemen, all of the machinations, can I have a word? This is our game where we give you topics. You describe them in one word. So I want to start with the play-in tournament in general. Remember, it was criticized by LeBron, Luka, Marlon, others this season.
Great.
I'm telling you, based on events just described from this weekend, the play-in delivered some great late-season drama. We've seen less resting late this season. Teams fighting to stay out of that 7-10 range in each conference. So, Richard, can I have a word for the idea of the play-in tournament?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I got, damn. Oh, yeah.
I know, using a pen is complicated.
What? Oh, outstanding-ish. Outstanding-ish. That's why.
I don't know if that's a word.
It's not a word, but that's what makes it so much fun. It's outstanding because obviously it did what it was supposed to do. It got the teams in the bottom part a little bit more focused. And then after that,
puts you on your
Golden State Lakers, I don't know. You don't necessarily want those in the first couple.
Mine is, from a fan's perspective, which I am now, I'm ahead.
Am I
not?
Boom.
That's 2 words.
I mean, his 2 words are better than your 2 words.
Yeah.
At least his 2 words are real English.
I love it from a fan's perspective, but as a player's perspective, you heard players speak out on it. I've been a 7 or an 8 seed, and you bust your tail to get to that spot and think, okay, you can relax and then focus on your series.
That's not what
playing is about. Now you got to worry about this
playing
game, and this is a dangerous situation
9
for the Lakers,
and 10 on your
particularly
ass.
because Steph Curry is playing the best
7
basketball
and
of his career.
8.
Draymond is on point,
too.
and the Lakers are not healthy. So we will have to see what happens. But like I said, from a fan standpoint, which I am now, I love it.
Well, I mean, look, in a way, though, it also can kind of give you a little more to play for,
I think the Clippers did this on purpose.
But look.
I was given an award for doing over 50.
Losing in the first round, which most, not all, most 7 and 8 seeds do.
Uh-huh.
Or, hey, we made it to this part of the play-in. It's kind of an accomplishment if you're fighting in that bracket to make it to 7 or 8 versus 9 or 10. And then winning on Wednesday night. I think whoever wins, it will feel like an accomplishment. It'll feel like a big deal. Now, for the Lakers and Warriors, these are guys that have seen championships.
Right.
I don't think they're like, oh, my God, I won a play-in game. I'm not saying that. But for teams in general, in terms of this format, I think for sake of Wizards, who are fighting on the east side to just get in, if they can win a playing game and get themselves...
Why did you mention this is the issue with this, and Matt remembers this when there were teams that were winning 50 games and not making it to the postseason, 49 games. So sometimes the 7 seed could be one of the best teams in the league. There could be a 3-game difference between 7 and 2, and it could go in a tiebreaker. So all of a sudden, the 7 seed,
don't get it
you were in
twisted. That's the
potential not
West.
making
You
the
came from
postseason
the
when
East.
you were
Stop
a
playing.
game and a half away from
Richard,
2.
stop
So
playing.
that's
You
where
came
it gets
from the East,
that's
bro.
where it gets a little dicey in my opinion, because
came
these
from the
teams
East,
and these
bro.
conferences can be so loaded. So I think the 8 is where it should be, and then 7 should be safe, in my opinion.
Okay.
So, I just think, and we're talking about the Lakers. I mean, I
So
think
who
for the
gonna
Lakers,
play?
although they don't
What
want to
was
be in it, I
this?
think
What,
it's gonna
8,
be a
9? You
possible
gonna have
2
one
good-
team to
one
play
game,
in?
but possibly
They
2 to kind of
cut the
get warmed up
competition
before you
down.
go into that first round series, because they haven't had guys together. Guys have been hurt. So we'll talk about this more later, obviously. But as a player, I understand the frustration for sure.
I get that. I
Yeah,
do want to
I
get your guys' take on the Clippers. They made sure their players were rested this weekend, right? I mentioned all the DMPs.
Right.
I mean, come on, guys.
We had 6 DMPs.
Both games were
They over
lost.
there. And then Zubac, we might as well call that 7. He played 6
I can't even do the
motherfucking
rest of this
seconds,
intro.
man.
Look, can I have a word for the Clippers this weekend? Let's start with Matt.
What's the word?
Strategic.
Okay.
Which means a lot of different things. It means smart. It means rested. It means there's no excuses
go.
now.
I like
You're
that
going to
word.
be rested. You're going to be focused
I like
on
it.
whoever you have to play.
I'm loving it.
Whether people want to say they avoided the Lakers, that's, who really knows. But at the end of the day, I think it's going to line up a
I don't
crash
think
course
they're
for an
avoiding.
all
They
LA
trying to see if the
Western
Lakers going to
Conference,
make it out the fight.
Finals, hopefully. I think that's what everyone wants to see. So
That's
I
all.
just
I'm
think it was
just
very
saying.
strategic
Like,
on
they
their
trying to see if
This
the
is
Lakers
my
going to
thing.
make it out
If
the
I would
fight.
have known somebody
Matt.
else was going to write our words, then I would have picked like strategic. Like I just was never
What you
going
gonna
to
pick?
spell
Smart.
that. So I picked smart. So
Because he was like, I can't spell
How about
strategic.
strategery. That's no, because
Strategist.
strategist. Okay, look. At the
You
end of
just
the day,
made me drop
if this
my
is-
pen in my. Look at this.
Look,
Well,
look,
Richard's
it's
mad
disgusting.
because they wrote our words early this time instead of letting us.
Yeah,
He drew happy faces
I had
last
to think.
time.
Look, at the end of the day, I think this is the right move. Teams have done this throughout history. Like I was one of the rare teams that was a 7 seed that beat a 2 seed before. So I like it. Look, Lakers. Clippers would be a great matchup. To the Clippers, they're saying like, hey, we're not running from the Lakers, but we would much rather play them later. Give yourself some more time, whether it's Serge Ibaka, Rondo, give those guys more time to get acclimated to what they're doing. And yeah, the Lakers, if they're at their best, then they're going to have to beat them or go through someone that did.
I mean, look, I don't know the exact status of Kawhi Leonard's foot. So it's possible that this was
More time.
not so much about like,
They
oh my
go
God, we're so
number
scared of the Lakers, and more
8.
about, hey, if we
They gonna
play
play
the defending
Jazz.
champions, we also
They go
want to be
number
healthier. And that I understand. I
what?
do think, first of all, if the
7?
Lakers fall to 8th, which
They
you
go number
guys should talk
7.
about how
They gonna
Steph
play
Curry
their
is,
son.
that could definitely
wanna play
happen,
the
right?
Suns.
So if the Lakers fall to 8th, then they are back in the same side of the bracket, although not till the second round. I have just been saying all week, and I heard Jared Dudley say it last night in the post-game press conference, the first round is probably where the Lakers will be more vulnerable, right? The crowds here in California at Staples Center are still pretty limited. I think right now they're at 11% capacity. We expect that to change
So
throughout the
people
playoffs.
really
Capacity
listen
is
to
going to go up.
Jared
And if the Lakers
Dudley?
and Clippers play each other, I'm not
All right.
making a value judgment
Atlanta
here. I'm
5
just
in
telling you that
Vegas.
every time we have seen Lakers-Clippers games, even if they're Clippers home games,
Laker game.
the stands are
I
full
played-
of
yeah,
Lakers
I
fans.
played
You
in that.
played for both.
I played, yeah, exactly. So it's always going to be a Laker
Man, it
advantage.
don't
no
matter.
what
You gotta
colors
have
or
that
what's
focus.
covered
Y'all
up
team
inside, it's
gotta
gonna
be
a Laker
focused.
advantage. So
Period. Point
completely
blank.
agree.
Great. So you will
And
have
healthy.
every home
Focused
game
and healthy.
or every game rather of a
Fuck all
Clippers-Lakers
the-
series if it happens
the,
later in the playoffs.
home
Possibly
shit
feeling
right
like a
now.
Lakers home
Just
game
play
in a
in,
way that the
your
first round
team
series
healthy
wouldn't. LeBron, as I mentioned,
and
just
ready,
tweaked
know
his
what they
ankle again
gotta
last
do.
night. I don't know
got
how
your
he's
starters.
going
Calling
to
it now,
move around.
Lakers
good
and
to
Clippers
go.
won't meet.
You don't think so? You think that like even
Who's
if
not
they
going
have
to get
this-
there?
Yeah.
Hey, look, that's for everybody else to argue about.
I say Memphis
Lakers
and the
and Clippers
Spurs not gonna make
happening.
it.
Well, that's what happened last year, right? We
That's
thought
what
they
I
were on
said.
this collision course, and the Clippers did not get there. We will have to see what happens this year and to see if their strategery pays off. Coming up, friends, we're going to talk a little bit about the 2020.
Whatever. We ain't gonna talk about that yet. And I think the Celtics and the Hornets gonna make it 7 and 8 in the East. So we'll see. So I got Warriors 7, Lakers 8. The Hornets gonna come in hot for number 7. No, they lost. So they'll come in number 8, and the Celtics 7, Hornets 8, Warriors 7, Lakers 8. There you go. It's your boy Moolah. So we got that 5, and we'll be back with another one just like that.